Junie B. Jones is a Party Animal by Barbara Park. Chapter 1. The Richest Nana. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. I am almost 6 years old. Almost 6 is when you ride the bus to afternoon kindergarten. My bestest friend named Grace rides the bus with me. Every day she sits right exactly next to me, 'cause I save her a seat. That's why. Saving a seat is when you zoom on the bus and you hurry up and sit down, and then you quick put your feet on the seat next to you. After that, you keep on screaming the word, saved, 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 and no one even sits next to you. 'Cause who wants to sit next to a screamer? That's what I would like to know. Me and that Grace have another bestest friend at school. Her name is Lucille. Lucille does not ride the bus with us. Her Richie Nana drives her to school in a big gold car. It is called a Cadillac, I think. And guess what? Today, that big gold Cadillac was driving right next to the school bus. I banged on my window very excited. Lucille, hey Lucille, it's me. It's Junie B. Jones. I am right next to you on the school bus. See me? See me, Lucille? I am banging on my window very excited. Lucille did not see me. Yeah, only here's the problem. Your Nana just speeded up her car, and now you are zooming way ahead of the bus. And so how come I am still shouting at you? That's what I would like to know. I sat down and smoothed my skirt. Lucille's Nana had a lead foot, apparently, I said to that Grace. Lucille's Nana is rich, she said back. Lucille's Nana is very, very rich, I said. She owns a big, giant house with millions of rooms in it. And she lets Lucille's whole entire family live there, 'cause it's way too big for just one Nana. Wow, said that Grace. I know it is wow, Grace, I said. My Nana just owns a plain old regular house, and that's it. That Grace did a sad sigh. My Nana just owns a condo in Florida, she said. Then me and that Grace looked at each other very glum. Our Nanas are losers, I said. After that, we didn't talk the rest of the trip. Only guess what? When we got to school, we saw the Nana's big gold car. It was parked right in the parking lot. Me and that Grace run there speedy fast. Lucille, it's me. It's Junie B. Jones. Plus also, it's that Grace. We are running to see your Richie Nana. We opened the door and sticked our heads inside. Hi, Nana, I said. Hello, Nana, said that Grace. The Nana looked surprised at us. Yeah, only you don't even have to be afraid of us, I said, 'cause we know your grandgirl very good. Plus, we won't even harm you. Me and that Grace got back in the back seat. I rubbed my hand on the seat. Ooh, I love this rich velvety interior, I told her. I put my cheek on it. These seats are ooh la la, Nana, I said. Lucille looked grouchy at me. Don't call her Nana. She's my Nana, not your Nana. Lucille, said the Nana very shocked, what's gotten into you? Your little friends are darling. Yes, Lucille, I said, I am darling. Plus that Grace is darling, and so back off. Right, Nana? The Nana did a loud hoot of laughing. Hey, you are the friendliest Nana I ever saw, I said, and so maybe me and Grace can come see your Richie house sometimes. Lucille's Nana did another loud hoot. Then me and that Grace did loud hoots too, and all of us kept on laughing and laughing. Only not Lucille. Chapter 2. Excellent Work of Us. Lucille sits at my same table in room 9. She kept on being mad at me, only I don't even know why. That is a lovely sweater you are wearing today, Lucille, I said very pleasant. She scooted her chair away from me. I scooted next to her. Ooh, is that sequins I see on the collar? 'Cause sequins are my favorite little shiny roundish beady things, I told her. I touched one of the sequins. Lucille pushed my hand away. I tickled her under the chin very friendly. Coochie coochie coo, I said real fun. Lucille turned her back to me. I swinged her ponytail. Swingy, 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 I sang. Just then Lucille sprang out of her chair. Stop touching me, she hollered right in my face. My teacher hurried to my table speedy fast. Her name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. I smiled at her very cute. Hello, how are you today? Me and Lucille are not even fighting. We're just having a loudish conversation. Mrs. looked funny at me. I think you mean conversation, Junie B. Conversation is when people save something. Conservation is when people save something. I tapped on my chin, very thinking. Then all of a sudden, I jumped up real excited. Yeah, only I do, missus. I do save something, I said. I saved that Grace a seat on the bus. I shouted across the room, Grace, hey Grace, tell Mrs. how I saved you a seat on the bus, 'cause she thinks I don't know my words, apparently. That Grace shouted back, she does, teacher. Junie B saves me a seat on the bus every single day. I smiled very proud. See, missus, I told you I saved something. Missus stared at me a real long time. Then she closed her eyes, and she said she needs a vacation. Pretty soon, the bell rang for recess. Lucille didn't even wait for me and Grace. She runned right out of the door without us. This is how come we had to chase that girl down and surround her. I made my voice very growly. I'm at the end of my string with you, madam, I said. How come you keep being mad at us? 'Cause me and Grace didn't even do anything to you. Lucille stamped her foot. Yes, you did. You ruined everything. I was begging my Nana for a little white poodle, and she was almost going to say yes, and then you guys got in the back seat, and now everything is ruined. I did a huffy breath at her. Yeah, only that's not even our fault, Lucille, 'cause we didn't know you were begging. We just wanted to see your Richie Nana, and that's all. I don't care, said Lucille. You should have stayed away. You guys have your own Nanas. Just then, me and that Grace got very glum again. I know we have Nanas, Lucille, I said, but they are not Richie Nanas like yours. That Grace hanged her head. Our Nanas are just regular Nanas, she said. They are duds, I said real soft. After that, Lucille acted nicer to us. Sorry, she said. Sorry about your regular Nanas. I was just upset about not getting my poodle, that's all. Usually my Nana gives me whatever I want. Just then I smiled real big, 'cause a great idea popped in my head. That's why. It came right out of thin hair. Lucille, hey Lucille, maybe me and Grace can come to your Nana's house and we can help you beg for a poodle. I danced all around, and here's another great idea. Maybe we can even spend the night possibly, 'cause me and Grace never even saw a Richie house before. Plus that way we can beg for your poodle the whole entire evening. All of a sudden, that Grace started dancing all around too. When can we come? When can we come? She asked. I clapped my hands very thrilled. I am available on Saturday, I believe, I said. Me too. I am available on Saturday too, said that Grace. Lucille thought and thought. I don't know about Saturday, she said. My mommy and daddy and brother are going away for the weekend, so it's just going to be my Nana and me. I jumped up and down. Hooray, I said. That will work out even better, 'cause now we can beg your Nana with positively no interruptions. Just then Lucille started to smile. Hey, yeah, why didn't I think of that, she said. I pointed at myself. 'Cause I'm the brains of this outfit, that's why, I said real happy. After that, all of us skipped around and around, plus me and that Grace did a high five, 'cause we were on our way to the Nanas, of course. Chapter 3. The Rules. Guess what? On Friday, Lucille's Nana called my mother, and she invited me to spend the night with Lucille on Saturday, and Mother didn't even say no. My feet zoomed all around the house when I heard that. I'm spending the night, I shouted. I zoomed into my baby brother's Ollie's room. Hey, Ollie, I'm spending the night. Just then, Mother runned in the door, and she swished me right out of there. It was not pleasant. I brushed myself off. Yeah, only you shouldn't actually swish people, I said kind of quiet. Mother raised her voice at me. How many times, Junie B? How many times have I told you to stay out of Ollie's room while he's sleeping, huh? How many? I thinked for a minute. 1,000,000 bazillion, I said. But that's just a ballpark figure. Mother glared at me very mad. I rocked back and forth on my feet. A ballpark figure is when you don't know the actual figure and you have to make up a figure, 'cause that will get people off your back, I explained. My boyfriend named Ricardo told me that. His father sells insurance, I believe. Mother tapped her angry foot. We are not talking about Ricardo's father, Junie B. We are talking about going into Ollie's room while he's sleeping. And besides, I haven't said that you can spend the night at Lucille's. I want to talk it over with your father first. I hugged her leg. Please, Mother, please, please, I'll be good. I promise, I... Just then, the front door opened. It was my daddy. He was home from work. I run to him like a speedy rocket. Then I hugged his leg too, and he couldn't even shake me off. I'll be good, Daddy. I promise, I promise, I promise. All of a sudden, Mother swished me away again. She put me down in the living room. Then she and Daddy did whispering in the hall. And guess what? They said I could go to Lucille's. Yippee! 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 I shouted. After that, I started to zoom some more, but Daddy quick grabbed me by my belt. Yeah, only here's the problem. I'm not actually zooming, I told him. No, here's the problem, said Daddy. Before you spend the night with Lucille, you have to agree to the rules. I raised my eyebrows. Rules, I asked. There's rules involved? Lots of rules, said Daddy. Then he and Mother bended down next to me, and they told me the rules of spending the night. They are no running, no jumping, no shouting, no squealing, no hollering, no snooping, no spying, no arguing, no fighting, no cheating at games, no talking back to the nana, no breaking other people's toys, no grumping, no crying, no fibbing, no tickling people when they say no, no staying up late, and absolutely no headbutting. After I heard the rules, I did a sigh. Yeah, only that doesn't actually leave me much to work with, I said. Mother ruffled my hair. Sorry, kiddo, but that's the deal, she said. Take it or leave it. Take it, I shouted. I'll take the deal. Then I kissed Mother and Daddy on their cheeks, and I hugged them very tight, and they couldn't shake me off again. Chapter 4. Packing my bags. The next morning was Saturday. I jumped out of bed and run to the kitchen. Then I got a big, giant plastic bag, and I run back to my room to pack for Lucille's. First, I packed my favorite pillow. Then I packed my pajamas and my bathrobe, and my slippers that look like bunnies. Also, I packed my blanket and my sheets, and a small, attractive throw rug. Finally, I packed my stuffed elephant named Pt.1 Bob. He looked up at me from inside the bag. Yeah, only here's the problem, he said. You're not actually supposed to put me in a plastic bag, because I could suffocate in this thing. My eyes got big and wide. Oh no, I said real upset. I forgot about that. That's how come I quick got my scissors and cut air holes for that guy. Pt.1 Bob sniffed the air. Better, he said. I petted his trunk. Then I went into the family room, and I watched cartoons till Mother got up. Pretty soon, I heard her slippers in the hall. Mother, I'm all ready, I said. I'm all ready to go to Lucille's. I pulled Mother into my room and showed her my plastic bag. Mother shook her head. Way too much stuff, she said. Then she got a teensy suitcase from the shelf, and she packed my pajamas and my slippers and my robe and my toothbrush. After that, she got a sleeping bag from her closet, and she put my pillow on top of it. There, that's all you need. You're all set, she said. I sprang into the air. All set, I hollered, real joyful. Junie B. Jones is all set for Lucille's. After that, I quick grabbed Pt.1 Bob, and I dragged my stuff to the front door. Alrighty, let's be on our way, I shouted, very excited. Mother was in baby Ollie's room. She didn't come. Okie dokie, I'm going outside now. Junie B. Jones is going outside to get in the car, I shouted louder. Just then, Mother ran to get me. No, Junie B. No, I'm not taking you to Lucille's, remember? Lucille's Nana is picking you up at 3 o'clock. I told you that. I'm sure I did. All of a sudden, my shoulders got very slumping, because I didn't actually remember that information. That's why. Darn it, I said very sad. 3 o'clock takes forever. After that, I slumped to the table and ate my breakfast. Then I sat on my front step, and I swinged on my swings, and I read some books, and I ate a cheese sandwich. And I counted to 1,000,000 bazillion, and I sat on my steps some more. And then guess what? 3 o'clock finally came. I saw the big gold car in my driveway. Hey, she's here, she's here, she's here, I yelled, real thrilled. Mother and Daddy hurried to the door. Are you ready to go? Said Mother. Ready, I yelled. Junie B. Jones is ready to go. The Richie Nana got out of her car. I threw my arms around her. Hello, Nana. Hello, hello. I have been waiting for you the whole lifelong day. Mother pulled me off that woman. Sorry, she said. I'm afraid Junie B has a little extra energy in her. She's been sitting on the steps for hours. I leaped way high in the air. Sitting on the step, I said. Junie B. Jones had been sitting on the step. Daddy and Mother carried my things to the big gold cattle act. And guess what? When they opened the door, Lucille and that Grace were already in the back seat. Lucille, Grace, I didn't even know you were already here. And so this is a delightful surprise. I reached inside to try to tickle them, but Mother pulled my hand away. Please, Junie B, don't start, she said. I saluted her. Aye, aye, Captain, I said, real hilarious. After that, I got in the car and I bounced on the softy seat. Only too bad for me, 'cause I accidentally bounced too high and I banged my head on the roof. Then Nana did a gasp. I patted her. Yeah, only that didn't even faze me, I said. After that, I buckled up my seatbelt, and I waved goodbye to Mother and Daddy, and the Nana drove us away. Chapter 5. Going to the Ball. Lucille was sitting in the middle. She whispered real quiet to me and that Grace. Beg for my poodle, she said. You promised, remember? You promised to beg for my poodle. Me and that Grace looked and looked at each other, 'cause we didn't actually want to do that particular thing. Lucille poked us. Come on, you promised, she whispered. You promised to beg. I did a sigh. Then I thinked about what to say. Finally, I took a deep breath. Hey, Nana, guess what? Lucille wants a poodle, apparently, and so could you buy her one? Do you think? I asked. Yes, could you? Asked that Grace. 'Cause she is making us beg you, or else we can't spend the night. The Nana's mouth came all the way open. Oh, so that's what all of this is about, huh? Well, my granddaughter knows perfectly well that I am allergic to dogs, so you can tell Lucille that a poodle is out of the question, I'm afraid. I patted Lucille, very understanding. A poodle is out of the question, we're afraid, I said. Lucille kicked her feet up and down. Beg harder, she whispered. You have to beg harder. I did a frown. Are you firm on that, Nana? I asked. No poodle, Lucille, said the Nana, very snappish. Lucille kicked her feet some more. I knew that dumb idea wouldn't work, she grouched. Just then the car stopped in front of a big iron gate. Grace's eyes opened big and wide. Wow, this gate looks like a castle gate, she said. Lucille smiled a teeny bit. It's not a castle gate, you silly head, Grace, she said. This is the gate to my house. The Nana pushed a button, and the gate opened right in front of our eyes. Hey, the button's like magic, I said. Lucille smiled bigger. After that, the Nana drove down a long driveway. She stopped in front of a big, beautiful house. Lucille jumped out of the car and ran inside. Me and that Grace followed after her. And guess what? Lucille's house was even beautifuler on the inside than it was on the outside. There was a beautiful long row of stairs, and a beautiful big bowl of flowers, and a beautiful giant sparkly ceiling light made out of glass. I did a gasp at that glistening thing. That light takes my breathing away, I said. Lucille skipped all around in a circle. She singed a loud song in our ears. See, I told you I was rich. See, I told you I was rich, she sang. She made the song up, I believe. After that, she took our hands and showed us all the rooms in her house. She showed us the living room, and the dining room, and the kitchen, and the big giant patio, and the daddy's office, and the mother's office, and the family room, and the pool room where you play pool, and the outside pool where you swim, and the hot tub, and the library, and the gym, and the Nana's room, and the mother and daddy's room, and the fancy gold bathroom with the jacuzzi, and the brother's room, and a whole bunch of guest rooms. Then, finally, Lucille showed us her very own bedroom, and it looked like a bedroom where a princess lived. Lucille's bed had a pink frilly roof on top of it. That is called a canopy, she explained. It matches my pink silk draperies and my pink silk bedspread, and my pink telephone, and my plush pink rug, and my wallpaper with pink flowers in it, and see my TV, and my stereo, and my computer, and my CD player. She pointed to the corner. And did you notice all of my big stuffed animals standing over there, she asked. My eyes popped out of My eyes popped out at those giant guys. The giraffe was bigger than me even. Me and that Grace ran to play with them. No, stop it, don't, shouted Lucille. You're not allowed to touch them. They are just for show. Huh? Said that Grace. What? I said. How come? Because they were expensive. That's how come, she said. Those animals costed my Nana a fortune. Oh, I said, kind of disappointed. Oh, said that Grace. We sat down on Lucille's bed. Lucille shouted at us again. No, get up. You're not allowed to sit there. That bedspread is just for show. Me and that Grace springed right off of there. Lucille's quick smoothed the material with her hand. Don't you two know anything, she said. This bedspread is made out of silk. I told you, I'm not allowed to get it soiled. Oh, I said. Oh, said that Grace. After that, Lucille skipped over to her dresser, and she pressed a button on her mirror. A million bazillion lights came on. Look at this, she said. This is my very own professional makeup mirror. It is the same kind of mirror that they use for movie stars. My Nana brought it all the way from Hollywood, California. Me and that Grace run to the sparkly mirror. We looked at ourselves in the bright lights. Then we sticked out our tongues and made funny faces. Lucille quick turned it off. It is not a toy, she grouched. After that, me and that Grace stood very still, and we didn't touch anything. This is going to be a long evening, I said kind of quiet. Only just then something very wonderful happened. Lucille's Nana came in the room, and she was carrying a big box of dress-up clothes. I thought you little gals might have fun with some of my old evening gowns, she said real nice. They're as old as the hills, but they're still quite stunning. Lucille ran to the box pretty quick. Let's play Cinderella, she said. She pulled out a beautiful, sparkly pink gown. I'm Cinderella, she shouted. Then that Grace shoved me out of her way, and she ran to the box too, and she pulled out a sparkly blue gown. I'm the fairy godmother, she yelled. I did a huffy breath at those two, 'cause now I have to be the ugly stepsister probably. I bended down and searched through the box, very careful. Then all of a sudden, my hands felt something long and silky and softy. I quick pulled it out of there. The Nana's whole face lighted up. Oh my goodness, my old feather boa, she said. Why, I haven't seen that thing in years. I danced all around with that lovely thing. I love this, Nana. I love this old feather boa. Just then, another great idea popped in my brain. Hey, I know. I would be the famous singer that sings at Cinderella's ball. Lucille and Grace looked funny at me. What singer? Said Lucille. There's no singer, said that Grace. I stamped my foot at them. Yes, there is. There is too a singer, and I am her. And my name is Florence, the famous singer, and I will be performing show tunes from the hit musical Annie. So there. Lucille and Grace shrugged their shoulders at me. Then they dressed up in their beautiful gowns, and they went to the ball. And I sang, The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow. To be continued.